All right, I'm Sabrina, as you just found out. I'm widely known by my friends and my peers as a person who makes jokes. I was asked by Mr. Grunz to put together a stand-up or explanatory piece about how to make humor like me. This could have been how to be Sabrina, but rather than trying to find out how, I would like to try and find out the why. How to be Sabrina is rather easy. I mean, dye your hair purple, be short and queer, and just try to make people laugh. The why to be Sabrina is a little bit harder. Why be anyone else? Why is Sabrina this way? By answering one, hopefully I'll find the answer to the other. Now, before you try to become me, let's try and find out a little bit about me. Now, this isn't a speech on how to steal somebody's identity. I won't tell you to go look for my ID or my social security number, because those are factors that help, like a government, find out who a person is, but an ID can't tell you my likes, my dislikes, my memories, my experiences. If you're going to become someone else, you have to understand them. Figure out the answers to questions only their bank security would ask. So my mother's maiden name is Ross, my first cat is named Crosby, and my dream vacation is to backpack around Europe. Now, while you access my bank account, let me tell you a bit about myself. Before I became the person I was a painfully shy elementary school student in a small town in Indiana. I preferred books to people, and I didn't have very many friends. And if you asked my peers about me, they would say I was the smart kid in class. And that's where I put my value. Bad grades crushed me, and I was wildly competitive to be the first one done with the test, or to have the best score. Obviously, things that truly matter even to this day. When I moved to Westfield in the middle of 6th grade, a lot of things changed for me. First of all, at that time, I had broken out of my shell into a role on the Food Network. So not only was I the new kid, I was also the new kid who was on TV. At Westfield, I was put in an honors class, something that my old school never even had. I quickly realized a couple of things. First, I was no longer the smartest kid in class anymore. I was also not known for being smart. And most of all, I wanted these kids to like me. That's why, rather than fighting or competing for a top spot in a grade book, I began a fight to try and find another way to be valuable, to be memorable, likable. I landed on trying to be funny. Now, I say trying because it's truly ongoing. The jokes I try now, I will never make in 6th grade, and I imagine the jokes I make in college will be nothing like the jokes I'll make tonight. Jenny Slate, comedian and author, puts it well when she says, "It's not that I think I'm not funny. It's that right before I go on stage, I'm presented with this essential question. Will they like me? Do you like me?" I realized very young and very quickly, if I could make people laugh, they couldn't spend too long to see all of my flaws and imperfections. If I could make them laugh, they could ignore all the bad about me and focus on the good in the jokes that I made. Susanna Rebecca, author of Ugly, Bitter, and True, describes, "It has to be perfect. It has to be irreproachable in every way to make up for the fact that it's me." Tonight, we're asking, why? Well, you're asking why. Why did I come to this? Why does a childhood sob story relate to how to become you? Why didn't you make your bank account pin number your birth year? Why jokes? Well, being able to joke with someone is about being able to understand them. If you want to become someone, you have to understand them. If I make a joke about a teacher that only Brooklyn and I have ever had, it's not going to make you laugh, and I'm not going to be able to understand you, and you're not going to be able to understand me. So through humor and references, I'm able to understand my friends, my classmates, my teachers, just a little bit more. Knowing someone includes knowing what makes them laugh and sharing it with them. If it's a punchline you've heard 1,000 times, like interrupting Captain Moo, or if it's a word or a phrase, or just a look. That's understanding someone. Along with humor being used to understand others, it also means I have to understand myself. Now, this speech has been all about me. Remember, you're trying to become me and access my bank account. We touched on the why I started making jokes. But I made friends in 6th grade. People don't hate me. I've accomplished my goal, so why now, as a senior in high school, am I still trying to have others crack up? I'd like to think that I'm past people needing to like me. I think we all would. We all want to be impervious and indifferent to those thoughts, yet I can't imagine myself not trying to please an audience. I can't imagine myself in a relationship or a private conversation where I can't constantly give and provide, if only jokes. I know I'll never sing on a stage for thousands, but I like to think that I can tell a joke or two. Why I am this way, I believe, is also why you are your own self in your own way. We are all the versions of ourselves that have survived. I am the version of myself that has survived. Those who kept their head low, kept to themselves, still do. That is the person that survived. Those who learn to lie find the truth the hardest because that honest person never survived. Those who use humor lost the serious, solemn versions of themselves, if a 6-year-old can be called serious or solemn. We all have ways of coping, and those mechanisms become traits in the person we have to become. To deal with the loss of the bright kid I once was, I coped with humor. With the loss of my childhood and childhood home, I coped with humor. With the loss of my teenage years to a pandemic, I've coped with humor. This is the prevailing version of me, looking at the prevailing version of you. Why am I like this? It's because it's what's kept me alive. If you want to be me, with all of my burdens and beauties, I'll give it to you. My memories, my experiences, we can start with the list and finish with the novel, but wouldn't you rather be you? Wouldn't you rather those prevailing burdens and memories we've kept safely within you be with you? Rather than asking, how to be Sabrina, shouldn't we ask, how to be more you? Why be anyone else when who you are has come so far? Thank you.